So, the Sandman Season 2 just went full Shakespearean tragedy, and I mean that in the best, most heartbreaking way possible. We got family drama between immortal siblings, gods handing over kingdoms, ex-lovers who aren't here for your apologies, and one of the most devastating father-son reunions in TV history. Seriously, if you weren't emotionally wrecked by the end of Volume 1, you might want to check if you still have a soul. But what actually happened in those 6 episodes? Why did Lucifer quit hell? Why did Dream kill his own son? And what does this mean for the fate of the Endless moving forward? Welcome back to your nerdy show. I'm your host, Spoiler Master, and this is the warning if you don't want any spoilers. In this video, we're diving deep into the Sandman Season 2, Volume 1, from Destruction's disappearance to Orpheus's tragic request, to Dream's impossible choice and what's coming next. There's a lot to unpack, so grab your favourite talking raven, get comfy, and let's journey back into the dreaming.
Preparations have been made. The dreaming will.
Dream's journey begins with guilt. At the start of Season 2, Dream is not in a good place. After everything that happened with Nader, his former lover, whom he condemned to hell 10,000 years ago, he's wrestling with guilt, loneliness, and a painful realization. He's not as righteous as he thought. His internal reflections are interrupted by Destiny, the eldest Endless, who calls a rare family meeting. That's right, we see the whole dysfunctional family, minus destruction, show up. Death, desire, despair, and delirium. Destiny warns of a coming storm, a king abandoning his kingdom, the clash of life and death, and an ancient battle returning. All signs, of course, point to Dream. Desire, ever the instigator, throws a verbal dagger by mentioning Nader. And for once, Death agrees. Dream's punishment of Nader wasn't justice. It was cruelty, dressed in pride. And that's the moment where everything shifts. Dream decides to do something almost unthinkable, return to hell and free Nader. It's both a noble act and an incredibly risky one, because Lucifer, still furious after being humiliated by Dream back in Season 1.
Homeless, hungry demons who will reclaim their birth.
Lucifers Exit, Dream's new burden. In Episode 2, we finally get the confrontation we've been waiting for, and it's not at all what we expect. Lucifer doesn't want revenge. Instead, they want out. After an eternity of being blamed for the world's suffering, Lucifer is done. They ask Dream to sever their wings, literally, and hand over the key to hell. And just like that, Morpheus becomes the reluctant owner of the most feared realm in existence. It's a trap disguised as a gift. With the key in hand, Dream now faces a horde of powerful beings, all trying to win control over hell, each with their own agenda. Chaos, order, Norse gods, Japanese deities, demons, fairies. Every realm shows up, and Azazel, the demon prince, makes the most tempting offer: Nader's release in exchange for control. You can feel the weight of it all pressing down on Dream. Duty versus desire, politics versus love. But in Episode 3, he does something unexpected.
Mine to consume at my leisure.
Angels, fairies, and a bottle full of vengeance. Dream rejects Azazel's offer. He refuses to let hell fall into the hands of someone so cruel, even if it costs him Nader. Instead, he awards the key to the angels Ramel and Duma, believing that heaven's mercy might balance hell's torment. Azazel, furious, threatens to kill Nader, who is still imprisoned inside him. But this is the dreaming, and here, Morpheus is omnipotent. He traps Azazel in a glass bottle and finally frees Nader. The reunion is painful. Dream apologizes. Nader listens. Then she slaps him, not out of hatred, but clarity. She doesn't love him anymore, and she doesn't want to. Dream might have grown, but for Nader, 10,000 years of torment isn't something an apology can undo. She walks away, choosing her own path, and that hurts Dream more than anything. And yet, this is where Dream begins to truly change. Delirium's quest and Dream's real motive. In Episode 4, Delirium bursts into Dream's life, chaotic, whimsical, and deeply worried about their brother Destruction. She wants Dream to help find him. At first, he resists, but after confronting desire, Dream realizes something else is pulling him forward. It's not just about destruction, it's about nothing. Dream thinks, maybe, just maybe, he can find her again out in the waking world. So he joins Delirium's quest, and that's where things start unraveling. They meet Wanda, a trans woman, and Delirium's chosen driver. She quickly becomes a grounding force in their journey, sharing her vulnerabilities, her dreams, and her love for the land of Oz. She wants to meet the endless, to feel seen by the gods who shape the universe, and for a brief moment, she does. But tragedy strikes. When they meet Ishtar, a love goddess who once loved destruction, she warns them that this journey is cursed. She performs one final destructive dance that wipes out everyone in the club, including Wanda. Dream, crushed, is forced to tell Wanda's story to her family, who has already misgendered her in death. Her tombstone bears the wrong name. Her parents see her identity as a sin. Dream changes that. He magically corrects the tombstone to honor who Wanda truly was. And he leaves her favorite book, The Marvelous Land of Oz, on her grave. He finally acts not out of pride or duty, but empathy.
Certain ideas, they become inevitable.
Destruction's departure, destiny's warning. In episode 5, we learn why Destruction left. Flashback to 1675. Destruction foresaw what humanity would eventually become. The discoveries of science, optics, physics would lead to bombs, genocide, and planetary ruin. He saw it all, and he couldn't bear to be part of it. Dream, in contrast, believed the endless should remain above it all. Humans live, humans die. It's not their place to interfere. That's where Destruction drew the line. He abandoned his realm, walked away from his responsibilities, and vanished. Not out of cowardice, but love for the world, for humanity. And when Dream and Delirium finally visit Destiny to get answers, Destiny doesn't give them direction. He gives them a riddle, seek the oracle, and Dream immediately knows what that means. Orpheus, the son who suffered Orpheus. Dream's estranged son, the immortal head left on a Greek island, alone for centuries, still conscious and suffering. Dream hasn't seen him in over 2,000 years, not since Orpheus begged for death and Dream refused. Orpheus had fallen in love with Eurydice. When she died, he asked Dream for help. Dream said no, so Orpheus went to destruction, then to death. He made a deal with the gods of the underworld. He could have Eurydice back, but only if he didn't look back at her on the journey out. We all know how that story ends, and after he lost her, Orpheus broke. He tried to get himself killed by joining a cult dedicated to Dionysus. They tore him apart, but because of Death's deal, he couldn't die. Only his head remained. Dream couldn't kill his son back then. He left Orpheus in the care of island priests, promising never to return. But now he has to.
The priests will take care of me. I was on this island for centuries before I was stolen.
The price of finding destruction, Dream and Delirium return to Orpheus. The reunion is heavy, restrained. There's no shouting, just the quiet ache of years wasted. Orpheus agrees to help, but only if Dream gives him what he's always wanted. Death, that's the cost. If Dream kills his son, he will have spilled family blood. It is the ultimate taboo for the endless. The act will awaken the kindly ones. The Furies and the consequences could shatter the very balance of the universe. But Dream doesn't hesitate. And Orpheus? He's scared, but he's ready. After 2,000 years, he'll finally be free.
My brother, there is no one like you.
The end of Orpheus, the birth of something new. Episode 6 closes with Dream doing what he swore never to do. He kills Orpheus. It's quiet, tragic, beautiful in its pain. For the first time in the entire series, we see Dream cry. Not when he was humiliated, not when he was cast into hell, not even when Naida rejected him, but now, as he cradles the head of his son and releases him into peace. It's an enormous moment, a breaking point, not just for Dream, but for the very fabric of the world. The Furies will come, war may follow, and yet, in that act, Dream finally shows real human love, not possessive, not prideful, but selfless. And the last thing Destruction says to him hits even harder. Remember that I left. Remember how hard it was for me to leave, but that I did it out of love, for humankind, for this world and all others. Love is the only good reason to do anything.
King killed his son. The boy asked him to. He spilled family blood.
What happens next? So where does that leave us? Dream has killed his son. The kindly ones are stirring. Destruction is gone, beyond even the reach of the endless. Delirium and Dream are closer than ever, but the foundation of the endless is beginning to crack. The consequences of Dream's actions aren't just emotional, they're cosmic. And now that the door is open, the next volume promises retribution, conflict, and maybe even a complete unraveling of the dreaming. Our nerdy thoughts. Season 2, Volume 1 of The Sandman is a masterclass in emotional storytelling. It takes ancient mythology, blends it with modern trauma, and dares to ask, can gods change? Can we? Or are we doomed to repeat the same stories over and over? Dream begins this volume as a prideful immortal obsessed with rules, and ends it as a grieving father who chooses love, no matter the cost. That cost is coming, the Furies are watching, and when Volume 2 drops, we'll see what happens when the Lord of Dreams is finally forced to face his own nightmares. Until then, remember Destruction's words. Love is the only good reason to do anything. Thanks for watching. If you found this breakdown insightful, make sure to like, comment and subscribe for more deep dives into the Sandman and your favourite fantasy epics. Let me know your thoughts on Dream's choice, and if you think the kindly ones will be as merciless as legends say. Stay dreaming!